Are you ready?
We are live.
Thank you. I'd like to call this meeting of the Landmarks and Heritage Advisory Board to order. First on the agenda is, whoops, how did I lose it again already? Oh, is roll call. Karen, can you do that for us?
Yes. Beth Campbell.
Present.
Christina Minetti.
Here.
Yay.
Joan Cooley.
Here.
And Glenn Spieth is excused at the moment. You do have quorum.
Thank you very much. Are there any changes to the agenda this evening?
None from staff.
No, I don't have anything. Looks good to me the way it is.
Okay. The next item is the approval of the minutes from February 25th, 2021. Did everyone have time to go through them?
Yes. I looked at it. I didn't see anything that needed changes.
Okay. The chair will entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
I move to accept the minutes as is.
Is there a second?
Vice Chair, I don't believe that you're going to get a second this evening with our participants. Oh, we may have Mr. Spieth joining us. Just a moment.
Okay, Christine, chime in. You're a voting member.
Well,
She has to abstain.
Except that, yes, I wasn't participating, so I don't think I can really second it.
Oh, that's true. Exactly right. Thank you, Christina.
Yeah, you don't know if they're right or not.
Exactly. I haven't a clue.
Right. Karen or Court.
We were just joined by Mr. Spieth. Glenn, just so you are aware, we are currently live and we are finishing up going through the meeting minutes.
Glenn, it's Joan.
Yeah.
I just started rolling on.
That's fine. I had nothing but trouble trying to get on this thing going.
Oh, me too. So anyway, we need a second to the acceptance of the minutes.
Okay.
Were they okay with you? If so, would you do that? Thank you.
Yes, I'll provide a second.
Okay. Glenn, I'll let you take over again now. We're down to announcements.
Okay. Any announcements tonight?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I do have two announcements this evening. The first is regarding our council liaison. Miss Patty Bell, our newest city council member who was confirmed early March to replace Mr. Simpson, will be our new council liaison. She had a conflict this evening, but she looks forward to joining us at our next meeting. Additionally, exciting news. We are joined this evening by our newest LHAB member, Dr. Christina Minetti, and I wanted to provide a little brief introduction. Dr. Minetti has been a Lakewood resident since 1971. She has a very strong interest in Lakewood's built-in and natural history. She holds a doctorate in history from the University of Washington and is currently an educator for both youth and adults. Dr. Minetti, we are so excited to have you on our board, and I just want to extend a welcome and ask and open it up if there's anything else that you want to share with the board, or if you'd like to provide any additional information about your experience or interests. Now would be a great time.
Well, thank you for having me. I hope that I can be useful for you. And yeah, I just wanted to say that Lakewood is rather a new city, but it has things worth preserving. So I'm really interested in helping to make that happen. I live in an old house myself here in Lakewood. It's from 1913. And I have another house next door that's from 1914. And I've done renovations of old houses also in Roy and also in Warsaw, Poland. where I had 2 apartments in the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Old Town in Warsaw. So that was very interesting. And of course, I just really like old buildings, historical sites, and also natural sites of natural importance as well. So I'm totally at your disposal. I'm ready to go.
Yay.
Great.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes, that's awesome.
I can't wait
Thanks,
to
Okay,
everybody.
Are there any public comments tonight?
I see no hands raised, Chair.
Okay, no public hearings that we know of.
None.
Any reports by the Historic Preservation Officer?
Not outside of unfinished business.
None. Okay, we'll go on to unfinished business then. Pierce County grant update.
Yes, I found out
Courtney, I would
today.
think was,
Yes, this is Courtney. I did find out today that we did not receive the grant for this funding cycle. The Pierce County Board, they received 23 applications totaling a request of almost $325,000. They were able to fully fund 11 out of those 23 projects for a total of about $200,000. So there was a lot of asks and limited resources. Our total ask was for $7,220. And once again, that was not funded. I have informed our director, who will inform the city manager and provide additional details. I do not have any additional details at this time, but I will have another update of where we are able to go for the installation of the historic street signs at our next meeting. And worst case scenario, we will certainly take advantage and apply for the grant again next year. And I'm also looking at the timelines for the CLG grant for this year to possibly fund the installation of those street signs.
okay. Do we have any update as far as when the city's going to get back to having open meetings?
No, I do not this evening.
I don't know about anybody else, but I have some difficulty getting on. I know if I start too early, it doesn't register and I go back to the beginning. I did that over and over today, so it's difficult participating in this phone tag situation. Anyway, next updates to the touring map to include historic streets. We've done that through the recognition program, but I think we ought to continue with this update until we can finally get some person-to-person activity. Right now, I don't see a rush for this particular thing. I've got a few things to update. Obviously, we need to change the date on the back side of the folded map so we know which is the latest one. The 2015 map, it was the latest one. However, we had printing of the 2013 version, I guess, as a mistake for the first big order, and then they gave us a small order of the 2015 maps, as I remember. Anyway, do we all agree to continue on with the touring map update? Hopefully to conclude before the end of the year. This remote situation makes it hard to update the map and get all the updates together and so forth. So my idea would be to continue this until we get some regular meetings that we can attend to and discuss this all together. Any other ideas on that?
I agree with you, Glenn. I think it's so much easier and, well, I'm just visually oriented anyway.
Yeah.
Helps to see the whole layout together and all look at it and make our recommendations at that time. So I would concur with your recommendations to postpone the actual delineation of changes until we can meet in person.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody else have the same opinion?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to be able to see it,
Yeah.
to be able to agree on what changes we need to make. So, yeah,
I agree.
I'm willing to table it until we can get together, and hopefully, maybe that'll be next month too. 'Cause
Yeah.
things are opening
I
up.
hope. Yeah. How many of us have had the COVID shots? I know I had one. I'm going for my second one tomorrow. So have most of us gotten the COVID vaccine yet?
No,
I am not yet
I'm not
eligible.
eligible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn,
had both.
I will.
Okay. What?
For all of the LHAB members, I will say that the information that staff has been given so far is that we will have City Hall closed until June 30th. If there is any evening meetings, I haven't received specific instruction regarding the evening meetings, but I know that staff is not planning to go back into the office or return to the office until June 30th. So that's the most recent update that we have, and we have not been given any additional information regarding the reopening or during which phase we will be slated to reopen. As far as I know, government buildings continue to be closed in the current phase. But as we know, things are subject to change. But as of today, the plan is that the staff will not be returning before June 30th. If that changes, I will send out an email notifying all of you as soon as I know any additional details.
Thanks.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah, thanks.
The other thing that I kind of wanted to mention is that I don't think I got the package, the printed version, and I spent today struggling trying to print PDF and all this kind of stuff. I finally got it downloaded to where I can print it. So that's the copy that I'm using tonight. Everybody else, did anybody get their copy
No.
today? Yeah,
Nope.
nothing came in the mail today, and I figured it would be.
I haven't looked,
Okay.
but it quite often these days comes like the day after the meeting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but
I
I
agree.
just use my work printer and print it off, so I don't have any problem with it. But
Yeah.
not everybody is set up that way, so.
Okay, that's valuable feedback. Karen and I will discuss how we can try to get the agendas sent out earlier. That'll take a team effort of, I can make sure it's prepared, and Karen is always great about sending out the documents. So Karen and I will.
It's usually
I don't
been.
think it's you guys. I think it's the mail.
Yeah.
Because it's
We
slower.
usually get
It's
it
only
about
been this year that I've had that
the
problem.
day before. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had that problem except for this, like 2020.
Yeah.
Before that, it always arrived a day or two ahead and was totally fine.
Okay, moving on to new business. Any ideas recognizing the past member Marjorie Thomas can do? I haven't thought of anything immediate, but I think we kind of need to be together to figure out what would be appropriate. Yeah, it's difficult being by ourselves and trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah. I mean, well, and we kind of need to talk to the daughters and stuff too, because I don't know if the house is going to be available for, like weekend tours or anything, because that could be our first nitty gritty walking tour if they're able to like show the house during the summer or anything.
Yeah, and I'm not sure whether there's anybody local we could get a hold of. I don't have any contact lists, so I would assume that Courtney maybe has something, but I don't. Unless her phone still works.
Yeah, I don't
Any
know.
other ideas? I don't know what the city would consider doing. I know usually it's a little memo signed by the city council or something like that that I've seen in the past. But I don't know what really is appropriate. I think something better than that's appropriate, but I don't have much power to do anything at the moment.
This
I think
might
it
be
needs to be a
something.
group. Yes.
Glenn, before you were able to join us this evening, I announced that Miss Patty Bell, our newest city council member, will be our council liaison. So this might be something that we can bring before her at the next meeting when she's able to join us. You are referring to, I believe, proclamations that have been made by the city council to recognize or honor other community members. That might be something that we can discuss with Ms. Bell if the city council would be interested in having a proclamation to honor Marjorie and her dedication to our board, as well as preserving the history via her home. So that's one idea that we could look at pursuing. And Ms. Bell, I believe, will be able to attend our next meeting. She just had a conflict this evening.
Okay, well, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Any other new business items that we need to discuss?
Glenn, I think that, it's Joan here, as you know.
Yeah.
This is March, and I did, because it came in our printed, off the internet, our packet tonight. Should we be taking a look at our work plan to see how we are impeded by COVID and not being able to get together, and if there's and look at anything that we could be working on, so that we feel productive?
Yeah, I believe that COVID has had a big impact on our process. I'm not sure it's been a kind of a benefit for the city for things like the planning commission and some of the other major meetings that go 2 or 3 times a month. They've passed a lot of things without any input from the public, or very little, because this is a difficult process. And so that's my comment for the moment on that. Our next meeting is scheduled tentatively for the 22nd of April. Are there any other comments, suggestions, whatever, before we finalize the meeting?
This is Karen, Glenn, and the vote was not completed on the minutes approval. So you actually have a vote.
Okay, can we go ahead and get a vote for the minutes? Those all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Those opposed? Hearing none, it looks like the approval of minutes for February 25th has been approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. I didn't do my duty.
Thanks for reminding us.
Yeah.
And just a super big welcome to Christine. Thank you. And I'll be very excited to
Yes.
get to meet you in person. I too have lived
Yes.
in Lakewood mostly since about 1972. So,
Oh, wow. Gosh, maybe we went to the same school.
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I went to Tidy Park.
I went to Dower.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Glenn, I would like to mention before we adjourn that there is one other item under unfinished business regarding developing information for the webpage.
Yes.
So I want to start by recognizing and thanking Karen Devereaux for putting together a couple of handouts for everyone to get an opportunity to kind of get your brains rolling about what we might be able to include on the website. This is text that was found in the books that were purchased, and they're referenced here on the screen. They were all from the Lakewood Historical Society at their museum location. And so if we wanted, we could, look at possibly incorporating some of these "Did you know" text onto the LHAB website. It's been a while since we've done much updating there. So I do think that is definitely something that we could take on in this season. And in addition to this, "Did you know," we also have the text that was from the Lakewood touring map that outlines the benefits of historic preservation and the process for getting something deemed a Lakewood landmark, the difference between the different registers, the federal, state, and local. And these are both significant work plan items that we had discussed doing for quite some time. And so thank you so much, Karen, for putting this together to kind of get that ball rolling. And with the direction of the board, staff is happy to move forward with updating the website. If you all want to take a look at the documents that have been provided and provide any edits or additions, we're happy to take any direction that you could give us in this way.
I thought it was wonderful. I was so excited to see that. And I said, who did this? So thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen.
Yeah, so Karen.
You're
That's
welcome.
great.
Definitely need some stuff on the website that makes it easy for people to see, like what the potential benefits are of getting the property designated and what the different levels are and everything. So yeah, make it easy for them to find.
Well, it might be a good idea for our newest member to review that in light of her activities currently, and see if she has any suggestions. For most of us, it's kind of dry. We've been there a long time. It's kind of difficult to tell what's a real advantage from our standpoint, but she being closer to restoring some of the properties and maintaining them, she might have some better ideas or improvements to what we've got going there. So that's what I'd suggest.
I'd be interested in,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I thank you for the suggestion, because actually I was thinking about this myself, a few years ago. So I'll take a close look at that and see what I reckon, based on my own experiences. It should be interesting to see.
Yeah, somebody that's been there. Yeah, it's easier for somebody that's been there to recognize some real benefits and maybe some ideas that we haven't come up with yet.
Okay, well, I'll be glad to do that.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Any other activities for tonight's meeting? Work plan we need to look at again for 2021. On a quick look, it looks fine the way it is, but maybe we ought to think about it a little bit more. When are we going to have our meeting with the council to discuss our work plan? Is that coming up immediately, or
That is a
ways
great
out.
question. If you want to maybe discuss what's on there right now, I will gladly look at that right now. If you just give me a minute, I'm happy to look at that.
Okay.
It usually seems to happen after we've kind of already done stuff and we're like halfway through, so.
Yeah. Well, it's a little difficult nowadays to get everything done.
We've had a year of weirdness and it continues.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to say, I've gotten pretty good at Zoom now. I didn't know what I was doing at all the first time, but I figured it out. So, yay.
Yeah, I've been using a iPad, and if it tips over or if you touch it wrong, it all disappears, and you got to go find it again, and on and on and on. It's very frustrating to try and use. I've been doing our meetings on the phone because I don't know what I can trust on the computer or my iPad, so I guess I'm backward.
On my tablet, and I'm actually hanging out in Lakewood right now with my tablet in the car, and it's fine except for it's so small that I can't read this stuff.
Yeah.
Chair, I was able to
look
up the meeting minute or agenda for the city council. It looks like the joint meeting is tentatively scheduled for September 27th of this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be
Gee, maybe we might be
then.
able to get together by then.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get together in person. Finally.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a milestone, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's been a year now, so.
Yeah. Okay, any other activities tonight that we need to discuss? Did we actually solve anything tonight?
Well, yeah, we got you called in,
Yeah.
and we got to meet our new member.
Struggle.
Yeah, that's the exciting part.
And you sent me a task to do already. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, we need a homeowner perspective for somebody who owns a historic home.
Yes, that was a good idea.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Well, we'll have to ask you after you've looked at it if the tax incentive really is an incentive.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, see, you might get something out of this. You might find out you can recoup some of your investment.
Yeah, well, that would be nice. I don't remember what it was
Probably.
when I looked before. I figured when I looked, years ago, I thought better of. I thought I wouldn't do it, but I don't know. Maybe something has changed, or I don't know. Maybe I didn't look at it carefully enough. But it'll be interesting to take another look now that I've fixed them up.
Yeah, the struggle that I've had with it all along has been you need to look at it before you start doing something and then plan through the process. Like, had the owners of Thornwood, when they started refurbishing Thornwood back from apartments to bed and breakfast or whatever it was that they were doing, would it have been an advantage for them tax-wise on what they put into it? That's the only example that I can come up with.
Yeah.
I know as a homeowner that probably qualifies, I don't know that I want my place designated, but that's not always the case for everybody. So
Yeah.
Right. Well, we'll take a look.
okay, well, is any other comments tonight? Are we close to adjournment?
I have nothing else.
Shall we? Okay, neither do I.
When's our next meeting?
April 22nd.
Okay.
So no other comments? we'll consider this meeting adjourned. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
All right. Bye.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll see you all again in a month, maybe.
All right. It's good to
Okay,
hear
nice to
Okay.
meet
everybody.
you all.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Thank you.